Hey, what's up guys? Recently when I was driving the RSX, I was at a red light, and when the light turned green I pressed the clutch pedal in to go. When I pressed the clutch pedal, the whole pedal got stuck. So instinctively I put my foot under the pedal to try to pop it back up, and when I popped it back up, it was acting normal again, so I was able to drive off. But that's a sign that the clutch master cylinder is going out. Eventually what's going to happen is when it gets stuck again, it's gonna come back up when you kick it back up, but it's just gonna be like there's not gonna be any pressure, because what happened is the clutch master cylinder broke and it's leaking brake fluid. So it's also connected to the slave cylinder. So a lot of people like to replace the CMC and the slave cylinder, but in my case, when I looked at the clutch master cylinder, it was visibly broken. So I just decided to just replace that, and it's been working fine ever since. Alright, so here's the actual CMC. This part connects to the clutch pedal, and I'm not sure what this part is. This must be some type of damper, because there's a CMC for the Civic that you can use that does not have this weird thing on it, this weird piece. But basically, there's supposed to be 3 screws, just like these two right there. But this one broke off for some reason, and it created this gap right there. See that gap? And if you look on the other side, there's no gaps here. So something happened here, and all the brake fluid spilled out, and it caused the clutch pedal to malfunction. So like I said, you can go ahead and replace it with another aftermarket one that's not OEM. You could even try the one for the Civic, which doesn't have this this triangle piece right here. But I decided to just stick with the OEM one. Alright, so the first thing you're going to do is loosen the CMC from the inside. So you want to loosen the part that's connected to the clutch pedal. So you just basically unscrew that bolt right there. And then there's another one right there in the corner, and that's it. And there's also a cotter pin that's right there, and you just twist it to pull it out. And I actually have it here. So the cotter pin is like that. That's the cotter pin. You just twist it to pull it out, and then that will loosen the CMC when you go to the engine bay. Alright, so once the CMC is loosened from the inside, all you want to do is pull it out. So basically the CMC is located on the upper right back corner, so right there. I know my car engine is super dirty. Anyways, so there's this big open space here because I took the stock intake off. I replaced with an aftermarket intake. So once you unscrew the CMC from the inside, you can just literally pull this out. It's pretty easy. So you pull the CMC out, and then there's that bolt on top that it's the brake fluid line. So you just unscrew that, and you can do that when it's pulled out, like right here. And once it's out there, then just install the new one. The hardest part about this project was putting the new CMC back in. It's really hard. Took me a long time, but once it's in there, and then it's pretty easy to connect it back to the pedal. Yeah, so my tip to getting that clutch master cylinder in where it's supposed to be is just a lot of wiggling. Your arms are gonna get tired. You really have to use brute strength to kind of wiggle it in there. So brute strength with a little bit of luck and wiggle will get it in there. It took me several hours, believe it or not. Oh my god, I swear this is the most annoying neighborhood ever. If there's not kids screaming and running around and playing basketball right in front of my house, there's ice cream trucks driving by, or there's planes flying by. Anyways, another tip is when you finally get this CMC connected to the engine or gun shooting off somewhere. So when you finally get the CMC connect inside the engine where it's supposed to be, which is the hardest part. And you think it's all the way flush against the wall, so you think this part is flush against the back of the engine, and you're ready to bolt on the bolts. Make sure that it's really flush against the wall, because when you in my case, before I installed the CMC, this was really loose, so the clutch pedal was really loose, and it was like depressed a little bit, and I thought this shaft was I thought the CMC was flush against the wall, and I connected this shaft to the clutch pedal with the cotter pin, and then I pulled it out to kind of force it to where it's supposed to be. And in doing so, I broke off the shaft, so the shaft completely fell off. So what I had to do, unfortunately, I had to take off the whole CMC out. After I spent hours trying to get that CMC in where it's supposed to be, I had to take it back out. I had to rebuild this whole shaft. So this shaft, there's a ball in there, and then there's this gold flat thing right there, and it sits in these grooves. So basically, when I pulled it out, it got all bent, and I almost thought I had to buy a new one. So luckily, I was actually able to fix it. But learn from my mistake and make sure that this side of the CMC is flush against the engine wall when you're from the engine bay. Make sure it's flush, and then make sure that when it's flush, then make sure that the clutch pedal is where it's supposed to be, so that you don't have to pull it out and break it and waste hours